Hi guys, Thais here. So on the last video that I posted, I showed you guys the build that I've been working on, the little paludarium that I've been working on, and in this video, so the last video I was showing you guys how we created it, and in this video I'm going to be showing you all the plants that I've added to the wall so far. Now, I haven't added anything to the pots yet or the bottom. You can see it's completely empty. And at the end of this video, it'll still be empty. I'll still have lots of space for lots of different plants. Right now, I'll just be adding plants in onto the wall using sphagnum moss. First plant I'm going to start with is this cane begonia. I didn't really go in with a plan, honestly. I kind of just chose a cane that was already, established, but I didn't want really one of the long ones because I knew that it was going to be a little too big for the build I have. So I just took the tiniest one and removed as much soil as I could. And then I took this opportunity to repot the begonia as well and add new soil because she's been desperately needing it. And so I'm just going to be rinsing off the excess soil and wrapping the roots in sphagnum moss. This is the little baby piece I chose, so I just have to rinse off the roots as much as I can and basically just wrap them with sphagnum moss and pin them to the build. Super simple. Actually, I take that back. It was not simple. It was kind of hard for me to get the hang of it at first, but by the end of this video, I am much better at it. Much better at being able to place the plants, wrap the roots properly, and also having to pin them up correctly and in the right position so that they won't fall down, being careful not to stab the roots as you're pinning them. It's a whole process. Here's the rest of the begonia all potted up, and on to the next one. Here's another cane begonia, and same thing, I just took a little piece. This one I didn't have to take apart completely to take out a little piece. I just had to finagle it out of there, being careful so I didn't destroy the roots. And same thing, just rinsing the roots off, adding some sphagnum moss. And for this one, I'm not going to repot, just add in some new soil with some extra nutrients. All of the new soil, by the way, has earthworm castings, so I just put some nutrients in, and I'm sure that they'll love that. Here is the last begonia I'm putting in. All these new leaves are grown in my care, by the way. That long one is the oldest leaf. Not grown in my care, and I will be taking that tiny baby one, and I just wanted to get a closer look for you guys, give you a closer look, but I'm pretty proud that this begonia has come such a long way. So for this one, I'll need to remove the entire plant just because it's a lot easier to grab a hold of that tiniest leaf. And then I'll just take advantage and repot it as well. All of these begonias I've had for about a year now, and they definitely need some new nutrients in the soil, just freshen up a bit. So I added some new soil after I removed the smallest leaf. Here we have two cuttings that I started rooting in water a long time ago, several months ago. One is a Hoya, and the other one is a string of turtles. And I'm just carefully trying to take them out of the water so that I can wrap their roots in sphagnum and add them to the paludarium. Ideally, I would have a full pot of this Hoya linearis, but these are what I got to work with. 2 strands, 2 nodes, so I'm going to place these in the cabinet and hopefully they'll be really happy and I can get a full plant in a couple months. Maybe a small plant. But if I do see this in store, you already know I'm going to buy it for sure. Finally got it all entangled, and so I'm just going to wrap the roots in sphagnum really lightly, not too tight, and just place it in the paludarium. And then I'm just going to make more cuttings because why not, of course. As you can see, I've been doing the same thing, propagating the sphagnum in a little Tupperware. These are ace of spades, and some string of turtles as well. They're tiny little leaves, and I put them in here and they became little tiny plants. So I'm going to place all of these in the paludarium, just going to pull them apart gently and going to pin them in place, and I know it's going to love it in there. So next we got these propagating in water as well, this little calathea, I think it's rabbit's foot, I could be wrong, and then also this heartleaf philodendron, and I'm going to stick both of these in there as well. And in another Tupperware container, these two little Hoyas. The one on the left is a Tove, I can't remember what this one is, but when it's sun-stressed, it's so beautiful. So just doing the same to these two, pulling them apart, and then adding them in the paludarium as well. So I put those all in, and the next contestants are this fern leaf, which I didn't end up putting it in, that Aslanii, this cute little Hoya, I think it's a Polyneura, I could be wrong, but this one's so cute. Look at those juicy roots that it developed in this perlite. I'm going to wrap it in spag and put it in there. I'm going to put this Hoya in too, the Kitsacarii. And I'm still deciding whether to put this alocasia in that I grew from corm, as well as this Hoya curtsii, or I think it's a curtisii, I'm not sure. And this shepherdii, and this sunrise. These are all going in. And then I have this other box of propagation. Some of them are ready, but some of them aren't. Guys, I've put everything in so far. You can see the strings of things, that Hoya, the Begonia, string of turtles, more Begonia, linearis. I also put up the micans and the heartleaf philodendron and the calathea. Okay, so now that I've put everything in, I'm gonna take some more cuttings and put them in as well, starting with this Polyneura, so cute. I'm obsessed with those big juicy roots. Just removing all the excess perlite, cleaning it off as much as I can, wrapping the roots in sphagnum, making sure the sphagnum is not soaking wet, only damp, and pinning it in place, guys. Super simple. Like I said in the beginning, it was kind of hard for me, but at the end I got the hang of it. It was between a couple of days, so it wasn't all in one day. So I got better with time, and I made sure to put the ones that hang on top and the ones that go up and climb more on the bottom. Okay, so next is a whole bunch of jungle cactus cuttings from my friend Susan. I'm just going to wrap the roots in sphagnum and place them in there as well. The only ones that are not going in are the Huernia because it doesn't go into the paludarium, and the Paradoxa that is not ready yet. So guys, this is it so far. We got the Hoyas on top, some strings of things, all of the holes that you see. I still have to put plants inside. They're specifically for larger plants, and I still have to fill up the bottom, but I wanted to start putting plants on the walls because I got really excited and wanted to test out to see if I was, knowing what I was doing. And I'm having so much fun doing this, you guys. As you can see, there's still so much room for love and a whole bunch of plants, and so I'm really excited to see what else I could come up with. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.